She's sort of like this, sticks out like a sore thumb. And it's funny, she's just turned 14, and we're really just starting to see the difference, the benefit of her living this way. But for years, it was kind of like the stress that she didn't need to have. Or, well, maybe she did, because she's grown and matured so much. But to not have her to have her feel like inwardly she knows in her heart that she's doing the right thing for herself, and that even though her parents are kind of crazy osteopathic physicians who like eat organic and like do this crazy thing on exercise and make sure they sleep right, and she doesn't have access to almost any social media, and when she does, it's very controlled. She's really like, oh my God, like I'm seeing how my friends are just stuck on this thing and addicted. I found, the medical codes we talk about are like, I used to be ICD-9, now it's ICD-10. And I heard when ICD-11 comes out, they're actually having a code for video game addiction. And it's like between the video games and the isolation and social media, comparing everybody, our children who aren't participating fully in that, but are learning how to find a balance between reading a book and being out in nature and just sitting there. We had a conversation the other day. She's like, I'm bored. I'm like, that's awesome. Adults call that relaxation and white space. And that's when we're most creative. And then she like really sat into it. She's like, oh my God, I think of all these crazy things and I want to go do my art. And she came up with a new thing, the crochet and all this stuff. And you're like, this is the stuff that just makes her so unique and contributes so much to the world. But the conference is all about letting our children know that they're not alone, letting them know that other families are like their crazy families, and they actually can be leaders when it comes to this. It doesn't have to be behind. So that's why I'm so excited to be here, is to empower our children to understand their unique gifts, and their unique upbringing is actually, like I tell Talia all the time, in this day and age where everybody's stuck on their phone or whatever else, or their video game, she barely needs to show up and she's going to take over the globe, which is a good thing, because now we get the love and we lead with compassion and community and health rather than some of these other things. So I really think the conference is going to be absolutely amazing, to be able to empower our children as well as give their parents some tools to help them through the times that seem a little rocky.
Well, that's exactly it. And Tom, I love that you honed in on some of those elements, because unfortunately, there hasn't been a time where we've seen chronic illness and disease in children at the rate that we are seeing today. And as we look at some of these things, like you mentioned, right, eating organic or adhering to a therapeutic or special diet, or not buying into the social media stuff and giving your kids electronics, it really is imperative that we find ways to support our children, because that we are looking at giving our children the future, right? They are the future. And we named this conference the Change Making Kids Conference because that's truly what we feel like it is. Our children do sometimes feel alone. That's at least what my children have expressed to me. And that's what we were all talking about, whether it's not being on social media or not buying into the things that, our normalized experience asks us to buy into. Us living differently and, having different experiences in the world, that's a gift. And our children need to have a community just like we have a community. And we are really focused on providing the experiences, workshops, and really tools to empower our children to move into their young adulthood with tools to flourish and thrive, even against the stream, like really swimming upstream in some respects. But I feel like at this point in time, some of what we've been teaching our children, I sense from other families that they want this too. We know that there are so many families out there that feel like us, that have been through similar experiences. You don't have to be a physician or a nutritionist or an autism mom to understand the power of eating great foods and focusing on giving your children different experiences from what the mainstream norm is offering. And so really that was what brought us together. And if you are a family out there often feeling like you are going against the norm, then you really need to look into and join us for the very first Change Making Kids Conference, which is happening June 24th and 25th. You can visit our website at changemakingkids.com and join us at Starved Rock National Park in beautiful Illinois. And we are going to have resources and amazing non-GMO organic food. We are going to have experiences and empowering workshops like everybody here has said, that focus on parenting as well as giving the tools to your children. So we've got some information on the screen now, and we would love for you to join us in Illinois this summer.
I think absolutely. It is going to be beautiful, and it's going to be packed with fun. And again, we're going to connect with like-minded individuals and then nurture them with the skills that they need, and guide them and teach them and empower them with the skills that they need to create better futures for today and for tomorrow, and with those leadership skills that they need.
I think one of the really amazing things about leadership, we all talk about and we try to get our kids and our parents to lead by example, but I think people underestimate how influential they are over other people around them, whether that be your partner, your children, your friends, and even yourself. But it's the way, if you want your kid to do something, the thing is, even if they're at that age where they're kind of giving you the bird, they might not be paying attention sometimes. They might be saying I know better than mom and dad at this point. They're still in the other room doing this. And what I've learned is two main things. And I know we're going to talk a ton about this at the conference, but I think it's so important, is you are so influential. You need to lead by example, and so that they can see the path. But then you need to also feel comfortable enough in your decision to give them the space to grow into it and to develop it on their own. So I know that some of the times with cooking, I just gave my daughter a knife and a cutting board when she was 3 or 4, and we taught her how to use it. And if she wanted to cook with us, she could. And there's times she was in it the whole time, and other times she didn't do it for months. But now she cooks on her own, and sometimes we come home from errands or whatever, and we have a full meal cooked for us. But it's not about pushing. It's about finding that balance where you can actually be yourself and allow your kid to be themselves and give them the space to grow while giving yourself the space to be an adult. It's not like you have to constantly be hovering. And I learned so much from my daughter. I literally learned so much about being a great human being from raising a child and letting her, because we're uninhibited. We're these, our children, and we're out there going, oh my God, show me who you are as a human being. Don't become my kid. Don't become how I'm molding you. Stay safe. Have some of these organic, healthy lifestyles, but show me who you are, and to watch them grow and blossom is just so incredible. And then it feels good because it makes my job easier, and it looks like I actually know how to be a parent. Really, I'm just, giving her the container in which to live. And I'm also living what I'm preaching. And that's that influence. And it goes back and forth. So I'm so excited to get together with all of you, and for everyone to join us where we empower our children to understand that they are the change makers that the world needs. We need so much more love and compassion being shared in this world. And they can do that, right? They can totally do that in a way that's 2024 and beyond. It doesn't have to be the way we grew up, but to be able to see that and to be part of that and give and let them develop their skills, because we have so many little cool experiences for them so that they can find what resonates with them rather than just say, you must do this or you must do that. So it's going to be an amazing time.
Well, and that's exactly it. You look at Medea's boys. Her boys are just so inspirational, and they have the Holistic Kids podcast. It is embracing their uniqueness, right? Like you said, giving them their wings, allowing them to flourish, find their talents and their strengths, and being able to bring it forth into the world, whether it's starting a podcast, monetizing a YouTube channel, getting a book deal. It's giving them these tools to lead the next generation forward, and also being able to connect. I know that when Julie and I get our children together, it's amazing because they realize they have their own little crew, and it's wonderful to have, parents that, we try and eat a certain way and live a lifestyle and meditate and get outside and do all these things. But when they're around their friends who are living a very different experience, it can still feel very isolating. So having them have their own crew, and that was one of the hopes, is to give our kids and your kids, if you're listening to this, a community where they can connect, not just at this conference. They can connect with others that are, they're going to be taught and surrounded by their peers, by people just like them, not just us up here talking heads, right? But our kids who have lived this as well. And then when the conference is over, being able to keep those kids in touch with one another and nurture their community and grow their community, because they are looking for other people that share their values, share their passions, have weird parents just like they do, who make them do these crazy things, get in the sauna or, get outside and exercise and eat a certain way. But the beautiful thing is, these kids and our messaging, this is the cusp of the new generation, because we do need to do something differently. Our children are screaming for it. When you look at the rates of childhood chronic conditions or conditions like autism, ADHD, childhood cancers, we know the world needs a change, and our kids are going to be the ones doing that. And so this is our chance to bring a thriving, empowering, amazing community together to surround our kids and give them the tools they need to really be empowered leaders.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And today we need this now more than ever. And so we have then created and handpicked speakers and entrepreneurs and those in leadership positions to really help educate and motivate and inspire our kids. So we have days, there's going to be 2 full days, June 24, June 25 of 2024, where we are going to, get the kids outside, practice meditation, movement, forest bathing. We're going to help them create, their change-making kids roadmap, help them, learn about their superhero power and what that could be, and how they can use that special power that they possess to really create change for the better. How to build even a superhero lunch, and then team building activities in the park. And then even have specific smaller breakout groups where we teach them video creating, mindfulness, creating vision boards, dealing with teen troubles, TEDx speaking, public speaking, building an effective website, podcasting. So all of these things that are needed to really take, this generation to the next level, we will hopefully to provide those skills, along with even like cooking demonstration, and then even closing it off with, s'mores and campfires in the park. There's so much fun activities that these kids can do together.
Let's put a shout out to our sponsors before we run. Terry, do you want
Yes.
to share with everyone all the wonderful people we have lined up for us that are going to be supporting us during this weekend?
Absolutely.
Or maybe Medea, you want to?
Yeah, absolutely. I know that we have Biocidin on board. We have Love Bird Cereal and 7 Sundays. So who are really their element, and even we're working with Wellness, hopefully too. So there are a lot of amazing products that were there for us, for our kids to sample and check out. And again, these are companies that we use ourselves, that we believe in, and that are also here with the same mission of taking our, children to the next level and creating leaders for the change for good.
Well, that's exactly it, right? We've all got together and said, not only do we want to empower our kids and give them these tools, but also empower the whole family and share some of our absolutely favorite brands, our favorite, products that we use in our homes to keep our families happy and healthy. So more sponsors are coming online all the time, and we are just so excited to be able to put this together. This has really been a passion project for all four of us, and really bringing together what we feel is such a missing link to provide support and empowerment to families of children aged 12 to 18. And we really would love to see you in Illinois this summer. And for more information, you can always check out our website at changemakingkids.com. And I want to thank each of you for taking the time to carve out just some space to share why this project has been so important. We've been literally working on this for almost 2 years, and it's getting close, and we are getting so excited. So we wanted to come together and really announce it to the world and just kind of put it out there. And we would love to see you joining us in Illinois this summer.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us. This was amazing. Please, I can't wait till see you all there. For now,
amazing.
Yes, it's going to be amazing. We can't wait to inspire the next generation of change makers. Yay! Super passionate. Can't wait to see you there. Bye, you guys.